Let's count down the top 10 rides at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Number 10, Infusion. There is no better way to start of our list than to take a ride on Infusion, probably the most controversial coaster on the planet, as on countless occasions I have seen people both walking off blown away by its many high-speed inversions, turns and drops, as well as holding their necks in agony. Therefore, before I give you my viewpoint, unless you have any medical issues restricting you from riding, keep an open mind, give it a go, and you never know, it might be one of your favourites too. But in my eyes, all of its unique aspects, such as the sensation of dangling your legs over the water, definitely outweighs the roughness. Number 9, Nickelodeon Streak. Now, if I told you that there's a state-of-the-art wooden coaster located in the heart of Nickelodeon land, you would probably think I am as crazy as Dora. Well, that is until you've seen Nickelodeon Streak, as previously known as simply Roller Coaster. This adventure will take you up, down and over Nickelodeon land, allowing all of those guests who are not holding on tight like Mr. Krabs does to his money to get some phenomenal views across all of its theming and attractions. But do not fear, as if you do not wish for something so scary, then the fairy godparents have you covered, with Blue Flyer basically being Blue Streak, just on a much smaller scale. Number 8, Big Dipper. It is time to take a trip back into 1923 to experience, funny enough, the world's 8th oldest coaster, and wow, still to this very day it is amazing, with bar the roughness, which to be honest makes this 100-year-old coaster feel more authentic. You will be sent down some huge wooden drops, over airtime hills and around bank turns at speeds of up to 34 miles per hour, making this in my eyes still better than half the rides we have today. Plus, as a fun fact before we move on, currently this is classified as a Grade 2 listed building, so I do think we will not be seeing this removed anytime soon. Number 7, Grand National. Gather your horses and get ready for a race that you will never forget, as out of all the classic woodies that we have covered so far, this is definitely my favourite, and I think as soon as you leave the station and realise that you are going to jewel another train, it is very easy to know why. Although, if going head to head against your new frenemies around its 3,300 feet of classic wooden track does not make you giddy up, and I do not know why it wouldn't, then just take a look at this layout, because in particular that initial double down makes even the bravest of jockeys in the group put their hands in the air. Number 6, Red Arrows SkyForce. Have you ever wanted to become a Red Arrows pilot? Well, of course you have, and whilst in real life it requires at least 1,500 flying hours, Blackpool Pleasure Beach has got the next best thing, because as soon as you have boarded your very own Red Arrows plane, not only will your formation be spun around at a 45-degree angle, but by using the levers located on the wings, you can control your very own stunts. Therefore, if you want to become a hardcore stunt pilot, then move those arrows in opposite directions and you will flip upside down. Whereas if you want to take a more calm and relaxing flight, then leave it all alone and you will slowly glide through the air. Number 5, Ice Blast. If you are scared of heights, it's probably best to look away now, or in fact just don't look up, as standing at 20 stories above the sea, only looking at this tower will give you the shivers, and it only gets colder because unlike your normal drop tower, where the standout aspect is the drop, as you can probably guess by the name, Ice Blast, on this ride it is the 80 miles per hour launch to the tippy top of the tower before a series of drops and bounces. So the question is, do you think you have what it takes to experience 4.5 Gs of force, crazy heights, and an all-round bone-chilling experience? Or would you rather watch from ground level? Comment down below. Number 4, Avalanche. From one freezing expedition to the next, we are going to take a ride down a bobsled track on an alpine mountain in what in my eyes is the funnest attraction at the park. But if you do not believe me, just take one step into that queue line, as from that moment onwards you will be immersed in the Swiss ambience, dancing along to all of its classic tunes and looking at the references to the 1988 Winter Olympics within the village lodge. And the coaster does not disappoint either, with it twisting, turning, dropping and even bouncing around the trackless track, creating a perfect family thrill experience that a trip to Blackpool Pleasure Beach would be nowhere near complete without. Number 3, Revolution. Now, out of Blackpool's 12 world-class coasters, only 3 of them actually go upside down, and where I would normally not judge a ride based on its inversions, Revolution's loop is quite different from the rest, because in addition to being launched into it forwards, when you can see no more track, you will be sent back through it, this time backwards. And so despite its very short layout and that thin 56-foot metal queue line, which no word of a lie when the train shoots through makes me more scared than any ride at the park, if you have never been upside down backwards before, then Europe's first 360-degree looping coaster should be a must-do. Number 2, the big one. To think that it was almost 30 years ago that the big one opened as the world's tallest, fastest and steepest roller coaster, and still to this very day regarded as one of the UK's best, is out of this world. However, every single time I get to the tippy top of that 235-foot lift hill and see those amazing views across Blackpool and the ocean, all before plummeting back down again that incredibly steep drop, flying around the twists, turns and airtime hills and reaching speeds of up to 74 miles per hour, I think to myself, could it really be the best ride in the UK? So even though it is currently at number 2 on our list, if it is your favourite, then I would not be surprised at all. Number 1, Icon. Trying to find a single word to describe how great Icon is literally impossible, as the UK's first double launch roller coaster, and in our opinion the best ride at the park, feels as if it has taken every great part from every single coaster into one 3-minute beast of a ride. But nor does it stop there either, as if you are a thrill seeker on the hunt for something a little out of the ordinary, then look no further, because as of 2022 you can dare Enzo, a £15 spinning seat at the back, and trust me when I say spinning around 2 launches, inline twists, tunnel sections, junior Immelins, and the list goes on, is something that you nor your stomach will never ever forget. Thank you all for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.